Morning, folks. Got the Old Spice shaving mug here. It's got a Palmolive shave stick that I took a cheese grinder to and pressed down into the bowl right here. It's got it whipped up here with a vintage brush that's got a boar knot. It had a badger knot in it at one point in time. Probably not going to see, but there's the imprint down below it. It says that it had a badger at one point in time. But I got this brush a while back along with a chic injector that was a butterscotch handle, so kind of went along with this particular vintage brush here that I got from JR Restores a few years back. Already put a hot towel to the face this morning. Already put on some Proraso Preshave this morning also. Got the usual suspects over here with the Crown King alum block complete with rubber band. And I've had a few questions about that rubber band. Rubber band has helped me hang on to that alum block, I guess you might say, to help improve my grip so I don't drop the alum block and it ends up in a million pieces. Still got the Quinn's witch hazel that's rose scented. And off camera I'll be using the Shaven Sailor beard oil. The aftershave of the day is going to be from Dr. John's, and this one here is Cedar and Rose. Glass container, by the way. I'll show you what the restrictor looks like also at the end of the shave. And going to be sporting, let's go this way with it. This is a ZY straight razor. Some people believe it's just a gold dollar by another number. Another name. That's what the scales look like. Matter of fact, if you're familiar with gold dollars, you may remember a gold dollar having this color scales from a while back. Go ahead and let's put some water to the face here and get lathered up. But this I've already taken it to the strop, in other words, this morning. It's ready to go. We're going to see if it's ready to go. I've had this one for a moment, used it a time or two, and we're going to see how the edge works out. Kind of did a test run with it. It seemed to be alright. Guess we're expecting some weather to roll in later on this week. Perhaps a thunderstorm or two. Just have to wait and see how it develops. This is that, I guess you might say we're getting into the, I guess you might say we're getting tuned up for the season, if you will. Yeah, it's a little, this is a little on the wet side. Not exactly drippy, but it is on the wet side. I'm not sure what millimeter this is. It looks like maybe a 22 millimeter knot. Didn't take any time at all to whip it up here in the Old Spice mug. Worked out rather well, to be honest with you, putting it in there. As it goes for the scent from Palmolive, what little scent it had beforehand anyway is pretty much gone by now. And we're going to see, I guess you might say, a slickness test. This is Monday, so there's going to be a certain amount of focus on the shave this morning. I should mention, as it goes, it has jibs here on the bottom, but none on the top, if that matters to most folks. For me, some is better than none. Got this shaver by the way of Strike Gold Shave, Frank. Of course, Frank put the edge on it. It's still pretty good. Can't complain a bit. There's still a certain amount of slickness left even after I've been been past that point. Got a damp towel off to the side where I'm wiping off the shaving cream, trying to keep my sink fairly clean. Can't complain a bit about this edge. This edge has been on here 2 years? I think it's close to 2 years. It's been there for a moment. And not that I shaved with it much, but even at that though, it still kept a pretty good edge. I'll go ahead and go with my usual two-pass shave. In other words, the with the grain and against the grain. Edge is pretty sharp. That is one thing I'd have to say, that when it comes to these gold dollars, in my opinion, my experience has been that Frank puts a pretty good edge on the gold dollars. I got a few ZYs back, I guess you might say, the early days. I don't know if I haven't looked on AliExpress to see if they're still selling ZY razors or not. I've got a few ZYs and a Grand Slam, and I'm not sure if that's just, like, say, just another gold dollar by a different name. The Grand Slam, though, I have to say the weight overall, including the scales, it's somewhat different than, in other words, what I got with a plastic scales. It's a wooden scale, and it's got a wee bit of weight behind it. Still feels good in the hand, so. Yeah, there is a little bit of a scent to it, but I'm not noticing it as I'm using it. At least not this morning, not with my nose. I've been up just a little while trying to, how can you say, get my nose to cooperate this morning where I can breathe halfway decently. I have a few sticks of the Palmolive, and kind of picked Palmolive as the beginning, the start of trying to see how long I can go with using a unscented soap. And in other words, just picking whatever aftershave I feel like using of the day. See if how long I can go before I get to the point where I got to go back to the scented soap. I do, just the thought of it, I'm already missing some of them, because when I was sorting everything out, getting my unscented soaps worked up, lined up, ready to go, and yeah, I'm already missing them, and I haven't even started my shave yet. I think the width of this blade, I should have mentioned that before. I think the width of this blade is a 6/8, 13/16. I'm not sure which one it is. I think it's a 6/8. Or we'll say maybe a 6/8 XL, huh? I am trying to take it easy with this blade though. It is sharp. It's not complaining about the blade at all. Don't get me wrong. It is sharp. Compared to the Ralph Ost, it's not near as smooth, but it is sharp. It's it kind of reminds me of a, I guess you might say a feather blade, where maybe after you use it a time or two, the edge will smooth out a little bit, but it is sharp, which I mean, yes, I would like to have a smooth one, but I really want sharp. If I had to trade between the two, in other words, I'd go with the sharp, because sometimes the smooth is not quite sharp enough. I don't know who put the edge on from Maggart's on my Ralph Ost, but they did a great job. And I'm kind of used to Frank's edges. It does remind me of a Feather Super. Some people, you know, that particular blade's too, I guess you might say, edgy. And it does remind me of that. That's what I'm used to, I'm accustomed to. So it doesn't bother me any. Boy, how their face feels pretty good. Now, as it goes for slickness, I would, in my opinion, if you're going to be using a straight razor or a shavette, would recommend working up a wet lather. I think you might find you like the slickness better. It gives about as much cushion as any other soap I've ever used. What can you say about Palmolive? It's a nice soap. If you're just going to be using it for a daily shaver, not too terribly concerned about the scent or anything like that. In other words, performance for the price that you're paying for it. This is definitely a good buy. I do like it, using it from time to time. Got just a little bit of stinging. I did get a little too much pressure on my neck. Nothing major by any means, but just a little bit taking place. Make sure I get the soap off my ears. Witch hazel. I excuse me. I had tested this edge out before, and was really surprised, even after all this time, that the edge was still holding up like it is. Of course, it hadn't been used in a moment, but I would think the edge might have deteriorated. But of course, the stropping may have helped put things back in line. And then plus, I'm probably getting better with the stropping since I've been practicing here of late, going through various edges, trying to see which ones are shave ready, I guess you might say, and which ones I might need to start sending out. In the previous video, I've already mentioned that I sent a few of them out to Frank. That's the restrictor there. And I think maybe, depends on how things go, I might send a few more out. In other words, I have bought a few straight razors off of eBay and whatnot over time. Just never sent them out to get it honed. Definitely picking up the Cedar off of this one. Nice scent. I like every once in a while, Cedar is a nice scent to use. Matter of fact, I think I'm going to put some more on there. I shook this up before I started the video, if you're kind of wondering. I usually do shake up my aftershave before I get the video started. It is, I guess you might say, a habit. Yes, definitely picking up the Cedar. No, this is a pretty nice scent. It's the first time he used in this particular aftershave. Yeah, it smells nice. Matter of fact, I think the bathroom might be here after I leave. In other words, the scent. Had a great shave this morning. Wow, look at that, under 15 minutes. That's pretty good. I'm getting better with it, with the straight razor. Hope everybody's doing well. Stay safe and smooth shaves to you.